should I come out to my wife? What the fuck is this?
I love my wife, but I'm gay. Should I come out now? Yes or no?
We brought together a group of strangers to help an anonymous person make one of their toughest decisions.
Bro, I feel like yo, I feel like this shouldn't be content,
My
bro.
wife is the most important person in my life, and I would never want to do anything to hurt her. But I'm also gay, so I'm not sure
I want to see who the fuck steps in to
or
know.
even how to come out.
After hearing the group's advice, which choice will this person make? This is the dilemma.
Okay, so nobody stepped in to know.
How long into the relationship did you realize you were gay?
I knew before I got married.
How did you meet your partner?
We grew up in the same community together. We started off as friends, then best friends, and it grew from there.
Is your partner supportive of everything you do?
In our viewpoints on religion, yes. In terms of supporting the LGBT community, no.
Oh.
So religion is a big cornerstone of your guys' relationship?
We both grew up in the same religious community, so we both grew up with the same values and the same social guidelines. So yes.
Do you think your wife knows you're gay?
No, she doesn't.
What was the main reason as to why you went to the yes side?
I have a few family members in the LGBTQ plus community. I know all their experiences coming out have been positive, at least in the long run. I really thought to myself about him coming here, wanting to, share his truth and, speak to us about it. I knew that it's about time. It's starting to boil over and he needs to come out.
What was your reasoning for marrying a woman even though you knew you were gay?
I thought that if I got married, that it would change me and that I could become straight.
Holy
What are
shit.
your intentions in life, and how do you want to feel about your life?
I want to be truthful, but I also don't want to hurt the people surrounding me. I'm a very honest person. I don't lie. So the fact that I'm basically living a lie right now gives me a lot of anxiety and depression. But I know if I came out suddenly, it would devastate her.
This
I'm
is.
bisexual,
Ooh,
and
man, this
I
is
would
a
have
rough.
never said anything if I ended up falling in love with a man and everything worked out. And I fell in love with a woman, and I didn't want to hide anymore. Being your authentic self is my principle.
So is there an expected fallout that extends beyond just the relationship of you and your wife? Like, is it more than just your guys' relationship that's at stake?
My job is tied to the church, so I could potentially lose my job. I would most likely
Holy
lose my
shit.
family, my friends, my wife. I would lose everything, basically. I would have
Holy
nothing to
shit.
Are we the only people who know about this?
I've never told anyone.
Just based on this information now, you guys can switch to the other side if you want.
Ah. Oh my god. The thing, I could not be on this episode. Like, cause first of all, how the fuck could I have an opinion on this guy's life? Like, this is like heavy shit. He's either got to choose between living a lie or losing everything he has. Like, this is some real rough shit.
He was explaining what's at stake if he comes out immediately. Because of that, the more I thought about that, the more I was like, you know what? He's going to be losing literally everything because of this. So I feel like he needs to have some sort of plan in motion first.
The reason I said no, I'm bisexual. Same as you. It took me a cool minute to kind of come to terms with that. So it's like, I look more at like, am I safe? If you do, gone. You could lose a lot of things that you've built up on this foundation.
Have you at all considered reaching out to therapy or some sort of counseling to help you through this process?
In the community I live in, it's a little bit hard to find counseling. I live in a more rural area, so the majority of counselors are based through the church.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your relationship with God? And has there been moments where you've personally experienced Him guide you?
Yeah, I would say, faith has been a deciding factor in all things that I do in my life, and that I don't, follow God blindly. I've felt Him work in my life before. So for me, it's a real relationship that I have, and it's the most important relationship I have. God goes before everything else.
Faith is just a huge factor for my truth.
Yo,
That's what I resonated the most. So I wanted to be that representation of like, hey, if you just go in with blind faith, it could still work out.
If you show who you really are to somebody, to anybody, they're gonna show you who they are, like 100% of the time. And if you're surrounding yourself with people who are kind of not in support of the person that you really are, then that's not a healthy situation to be in. And I think he should 100% come out like today.
I'm bisexual. It took me a cool minute. One of my, I'm not gonna name names, I'll say a family member, told my parents. It gave me a lot of anxiety. It was like, am I gonna get kicked out? I'm gonna stay here. Are they upset with me? It was very much like, okay, whatever, I don't wanna talk to you right now. And it's like, I know coming out, like everyone's like, do it, it's great. You'll feel better. But for me, coming out, it made me feel worse. Because I'm like, I live my truth, but it didn't make me feel the way I wanted to feel.
I believe that everybody should live their truth. You're not emotionally responsible for anybody. You don't owe anybody your life. You be you, and they'll figure out how to be them.
I think it's different, like you're saying, you're not responsible for other people's feelings, but it is, I know the guilt that I would feel as like a husband to be hiding something from my wife is like horrible.
Yeah, because like, let's also not forget that they are married. They have vows.
Yeah.
And part of
There's a
those
lot
vows
attached
is
to
to
that.
tell the truth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you're taking away another person's ability to live in reality, and that's wrong.
I do want to point out that I'm not necessarily saying that he should wait like years to come out. I'm just saying maybe
no,
take
don't do
just like a couple months. Like I would say go to counseling, go to therapy, figure out who you are.
This is
who you
heavy,
are,
bro.
Even without the church and without your wife and without all of that stuff. Once you figure all that out, then you can start going through that process of how am I going to come out.
Yeah, but I think the focus should be more like him just finding himself, like all that planning, like where's he gonna go and all that stuff. Yeah, those are tough questions, but it doesn't have to be answered right now because, it takes baby steps.
Coming out is not ripping off a Band-Aid. It comes with so much anxiety. It comes with so much fallbacks.
What's good,
depending on
Mr.
who
Shane?
you are, where your community is aligned, you know what I mean? And it shouldn't just be ripped off, because even ripping off Band-Aids hurt. You know what I mean? It's not a painless process just because it's quick. And people really need to understand that.
Was there anything in the discussion that caught your attention in some way?
I think when they were mentioning waiting to come out, like right now, that person will show their true colors to me. That resonated with me because that is true. The other issue that was brought up was the point of counseling and kind of preparing myself. I feel like that could be beneficial.
I think there was too much discussion of what's step 10, what's step 7, what do we do like 3 stages from now?
I think that's what he's gonna get. I think what he needs from us is comfort.
Like ultimately, at the end of the day, people are going to be people, and you can't predict how someone's going to react.
Right.
Also, I've met people who've been in a dangerous situation because they came out.
So the biggest concern
My
is his
community.
safety.
So one thing we talked about was not necessarily needing a plan because your dilemma isn't coming out to the world right now, but it's coming out to your wife, like your partner. And just as a married man of faith, you said your wife grew up in the church with you and you grew up in the church, and so your wife possesses those fruits of the Spirit that are like patience and kindness. And I think those attributes, like you said, it sounds like are in her. And so
But he also made a note that she does not support LGBT people at all. So man, this sucks.
she would be loving and kind and patient with you.
One of the things I want to just encourage you on is that you've been in a vulnerable position before where you had to put your whole trust in God and he came through. So I just encourage you to sometimes be okay with taking just the first step forward, and everything else you could figure out along the way.
So I first want to be clear that yes, you should come out, but you should definitely wait and give it a little bit more time. Because we're worried about your safety, number one. The other thing too is that you need resources and you need time to get those resources. Like I said, like these divorce processes and everything, they don't take a week. And then it's all about your community, right? Personally, me and my family is super religious, so I very much understand where you're coming from about investing so much time in your community and the sense of loss that comes with it. But you have to understand that you'll be fine, your relationship with God will be fine, but this is a very tough decision that is more than that.
Jacob, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling like I got a lot of just helpful words that have helped me kind of put together an idea of what I want to do going forward.
Have you made a decision in your mind right now?
Yeah, I think I have.
I'm hoping the best for this guy, man. This is fucked up.
Yeah, so upon getting home, I told my wife that I wanted to do counseling. And we've been meeting with a wonderful counselor, and she has just been able to give us a lot of tools to work with. We meet one-on-one, so I get a chance to be very open with her about how I feel. So I think within the next few months, definitely, I'll be ready to fully come out and just prepare myself and my wife for that. I feel like the weight's been lifted a bit. I still have a journey to go through.
Shit.
It's gonna be hard either way, but I feel a bit of closure in the sense that I know what I want to do now. While I do believe that it's a decision to made faithfully through God, I also think that it should be a decision that's made with the help of a counselor. I think that it's only fair to my wife that when I come out, I do it in a way that's not only safe for me, but safe for her, and to make sure that I have the resources I need in case something does go wrong.
Oh man.
You guys are the first people that I've ever.
God, that is heavy, bro.